Hey friends, we are going to go over these directions in class as well, but just in case you need a refresher on exactly what we're doing today, I'm going to make this video for you. So if you're confused, hopefully you're watching this video. So here's the assignment that you'll see on Google Classroom for our peer review. There's two things here right now. There will be a third, and that's this video that I'm currently making. You'll see that you have the peer review teams document that you can edit. And then you have your own peer review with narrative rubric that you have your very own copy of, as well as these directions up here. So the first thing I want to walk you through is the peer review teams that you all have edit access to. So much like when we chose which narrative we were going to read and which one we were going to really dig into, you will be putting yourselves in teams of 3. There will be one team of 4. So this is the team you'll be working with. These 2 people will be reviewing your work. You will be reviewing the work of these other 2 people. So you'll need to pick one of these tables below. It does not matter which. There are lots of them. This is exactly 37, which is the number of students we have in our class. So please do not add any additional lines to any of these teams. It's all teams of 3, one team of 4. I don't want teams any larger than that so that we're actually able to get through this peer review. So put your name in one of the teams where it says student name, and then your FCUSD email address for sharing purposes in the other. So once you have your team of 3, what you are going to need to do is then go into your own peer review document and share that document with your peers. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. All right. So this is your actual document. The first step you're going to want to do is hit share up here. And then you'll type in who you want to share with. So let's say I want to share with Miss Parkins. She's in my peer review team, and I'm going to make sure that this says editor. This says editor. I'm going to go ahead and say notify the person just so they can easily click it when it comes through email. It will also show up in your shared with me section of your shared folder, and then you're going to make sure you have both people. So let's say Mr. Hadley is also on my peer review team. We are peer review partners. So I'm going to go ahead and say send, which is going to share this with edit access with the rest of my team. So once I've taken care of that, I'm going to go through and actually complete this document for what I need to do. So the first step is to copy and paste my memoir above. So I'm going to go into my actual memoir document. Oh, look, Mr. Hadley's on here already. How funny. I'm going to go into my memoir draft. I'm going to copy my draft, and then I'm going to paste that draft right on this screen where it says copy paste here. Then I'm going to let my peers know by filling out this yellow box. What piece did I choose to emulate? And what elements of style are they going to see included? So am I using dialogue? Am I using metaphor? Am I using figurative language? Am I using expressive details and imagery? Let them know what pieces of style you're emulating from that text, because they may not have read that piece before, and that's totally fine. But you're telling them what you're emulating, so that will help them out when it comes to the rubric. That's all you have to do for now. Your next step is going to be to jump into the pieces that were shared with you. You are going to read those pieces. You can make comments using the comment function. So if you highlight something in their text and you click on this little add comment button, you can leave a comment for them. Please don't edit their writing so that you're not messing anything up for them that maybe they intentionally are doing. I'm going to make a comment if I need to suggest any revisions, and then I'm going to really critically assess that student's writing. I'm going to use the rubric, which is down here below. I'm going to say, here's where I feel like you are in each of these areas of the rubric, and then explaining, why do I think you're there and what could you do to improve? So you will have the first peer read it, review it, the second peer read it, review it. Once both of those are done, and once you've reviewed those 2 peers on their documents as well, you're going to look at what they read, look at the comments they left, and then finally at the bottom, based on the feedback you got and the reading you've done of other papers, what can you do to improve your own writing? And this is what you're going to use to go ahead then and back in your draft. You're going to revise that draft. That draft is what is going to become your final draft. So it's not like you need to have an additional document. That is your final draft document. Just right now it's still in the process of becoming a final draft. It's still a rough draft. It hasn't been reviewed yet. You haven't finalized it yet. So you're going to take some time to revise, be really reflective, think about how you can improve based on what your peers said. When you're all happy, you're solid, you're good with your draft, your final step is going to be to complete your own self-evaluation, which you'll see posted on Google Classroom tomorrow, aka Friday. It's Thursday right now. and you will then submit it on turnitin.com. All right, hopefully these directions really help clarify if you're still a little bit confused. If you need to talk with your team at any point during the peer review process, you can go ahead and use the chat function in our main class channel, or you can just speak out loud in that main class channel. You can unmute yourself and say, hey, so-and-so, I have a question. Or, hey, Mr. Hadley, you haven't shared your document with me yet. Be sure to share it with me. It's okay. You can use the classroom function for those things because you are not going to be in breakout teams. So you're doing this all digitally. All right. Have a great peer review cycle.